Today we're going to be checking out the Nexfan Ultra Air Cooler. YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name's Jason. Here on this channel, I do a lot of food and product reviews. So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, today we're checking out the Nexfan Ultra Air Cooler, a portable evaporative cooler slash swamp cooler. All right, so I picked this up from Amazon. As you can see, $36.99. The, what is that, Urio Nexfan Ultra Air Cooler portable air conditioner with powerful cooling 4-in-1 personal evaporative cooler. Fan humidifier with 7 LED lights, 3-speed desktop cooling fan. All right, so as you can see on the front here, so quick cooling by 5 degrees Celsius, 9 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 LED lamps, colors, nano silver ion sterilizing filter, and leak-proof design. Kind of shows you there all the, so it's supposed to filter the air. Looks, I don't know exactly how good it's going to get the germs and whatever bacteria out of the air and give you like cool, humid air. You know, we'll put a little moisture in the air coming out on the other side. All right. Let's open this up and take a look at it. And I have done a lot of videos on these types of air coolers, especially the Arctic Air. And I'll leave a link. If you haven't checked out the Arctic Air, I'll leave a link to that. And even the Arctic Air has several models, and I have one of them right back there, the Arctic Air Tower, which is probably the best one that I've seen so far because it's so big and it oscillates. It's just a nice fan. Where these, obviously you couldn't fit that on a desk. So if you're looking for a desktop, you're gonna wanna go with like this type of fan or like this Arctic Air Ultra. All right, so let's take a look at this. So you can adjust the vents on the front here. Here's where we'd put our water. Yeah, so you can just pour the water, you know, you can take the top off if you want. Otherwise you can just pour it right in there and it just goes, fills up this area there. Okay, so you just pull the drawer out here, which doesn't come out the easiest, which I think because they still have foam stuck in here. Let me see. Yes, that's why. That little piece has to come out of there. So we got our filter here, which we need to go and run under some cool water so we get the best results. All right. And if you're not familiar with evaporative coolers, or like people like to call them online, swamp coolers, is they make the air a little more humid. So if you're in a humid climate as it is, which typically Michigan is, as you can see right now. See if that shows up there. So we're at 39% humidity. It is 73 degrees in here right now. And for those of you on Celsius, 22.9 Celsius. So if you're in a humid climate, so if it's really humid, you know, this is probably pushing it. You know, 40% humidity, 30 on up, these aren't gonna work the greatest. If it's really dry, low humidity, these are gonna work great. If it's high humidity, they're gonna make things worse. So just know that. Don't just assume that these are gonna cool you off. Regardless, it depends on the humidity. So let me go run some water under this, then we'll fill this thing up and we'll see how this works. Okay. Why did I not leave that drawer out? As my filter is dripping everywhere. Filter back in here. Close that off. And I'm gonna fill this up without the top on because I'm going to also put some ice cubes in here. And the reason you're gonna put ice cubes in, you're gonna give it a little, cool the water down even more and make your air temperature coming out of there a little cooler. I don't see a fill line on here anymore. All right. Alrighty, let's get this plugged in here and see how it works. just a USB connection here on the other end, which I will plug in over here. Okay. There we go. See a little mist come out of there. And it has 3 speeds. And if you can see on the top here, let me move this forward here, which it looks like it's blinking there. Because I'm looking into my camera there. I think that's just the frame rate. Those aren't doing that. Okay. So these two are, even though they're blinking, they're not actually blinking. That's just the camera making it do that. So now we're on the 2nd speed. And now we're down to the lowest speed. Not super noisy. Trying to feel if it feels cool coming out of there. Let's get back up to high speed. Let me turn this. So we have it at 74.5 degrees in front of here. 23.6 Celsius. Just gonna let this run here for a little bit, pointed right at this, and see how quickly the temperature drops. There we go. We can change the lights on there. Purple, green. What is that, like orange? Blue. The only thing I'm not liking about these buttons, let me see, bring it back over here so you can see it on the camera, is these buttons don't move. Like, you push on them, they're solid. The button must be underneath this whole thing. You don't actually feel any clicking or anything, so that's why I keep pushing it, because you don't know if you're actually getting it, which I think I turned it down a little lower. All right, let's get it to light blue. There we go. Keep it at that color. So that's, I'm not big on those buttons. Those buttons aren't the greatest. So it looks like we're dropping a little. Was it at 71.5 or 74.5? Humidity at 43%. So the humidity's going up a little bit. Let me turn it on me for a second. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's definitely comfort. I mean, it's better than being in here without this on. It's comfortable with this. But let's just keep it blowing on there for a little while. I did try, I had a couple Arctic Airs, which are almost similar to this, almost exactly. They're gonna do pretty much the same thing. And the biggest complaint I found, like especially with those ones, is they'll put in their whole room cooler. You know, cools the whole room. Well, depending on the size of the room. I think I actually hit the button there. All right, let me keep my hands off it. So, let's get our colors going again. Let's go to green. These aren't gonna cool off. I mean, maybe if you're in a super dry climate, maybe it'll cool down a room, but otherwise it's just your own little personal space. So I decided to put 2 of these in my tiny, small little bathroom. Just a normal, it's not a big bathroom, just your normal, small bathroom. And when I put them in there, the humidity is probably about what it is here, like 40%. I had 2 of those go for 1 hour. Shut the door, let them go. Figured when I come back, you know, maybe they'd cool the place down. When I came back, it was like a steam room. I mean, literally steam in the air, 99% humidity. It was uncomfortable, stuffy in there. They made things worse. So that's the thing. If you're in a humid climate, this is gonna make the humidity go even higher. As we're at, what, 44%? 73.2 degrees. As you can see, the temperature is dropping, but the humidity is going up. And I know what people are gonna say is like, oh my goodness, you're trying this, it's only 72 degrees or Celsius. Let me get this. 72 degrees or 22.5 degrees Celsius. You're gonna be like, that's not warm. Where I'm at, it's, you know, a lot warmer than that. I'm in Michigan. For us here, this is April. 72 degrees is warm, especially in my apartment. It's uncomfortable. I would usually keep it like 68 in here, but I have the air conditioning turned off. I had it turned off for a while so the temperature would go up in here so we could actually use it at, you know, warmer temperatures to see what this does. And looks like we are still dropping 72.5 0.3, and again, you see the humidity continue to rise. And I have tried these devices, and again, I will leave links probably down in the description, or maybe I'll throw them up throughout the video too, of different ways I've tried it. You know, I've tested these devices, not this one exactly, with ice water versus tap water. Is there a big difference? Not really, but it doesn't hurt to put ice in it. If you have the ice available, put it in there. It's gonna make your temperatures a little better. People have asked, can you use these in cars? You can if you have, you know, something to plug in a USB device into. The problem is, as you can see, and the Arctic airs are very similar, this little cover just covers the water. It doesn't seal it in there. So if you're driving in a car, which I was, and I plugged one of these and put it right next to me in the car, it's gonna, you know, if you go on hills or quick around corners, it's gonna splash out. So it did splash out some. And I think in my car, it was in the 90s. It was a hot day, it was in the 90s. Yes, it made it a little more comfortable, but not much. It was just a pain in the butt. So I would say if you're looking for a device to try to cool down your car, these probably aren't gonna do it. You're better off just getting a little fan or something and maybe hooking it to your rear view mirror or something to blow on you. Because this is just a pain in the butt. You know, trying to keep them steady and not have spill all over the place. And like I said, it's depending on your humidity. Look at that. The humidity is still going up. We're at 49% humidity, but the temperature's dropping. So it said what? Quick 9 degrees Fahrenheit we're gonna drop. What were we at? I think like 74 when we started. So it's going there. It's getting, I wouldn't say it's super quick. I have this like literally right in front of it. It's not dropping super fast, but it's dropping. And if you go through some of my other videos and look at comments, you'll have people that'll say these are horrible, they're swamp coolers, or others that'll be like, these are the greatest devices. They're cheap, they work really well. And it all depends on where they live. I'm just gonna go by the States because I don't know temperatures, humidity in other countries. Here in the States, if you're, you know, East Coast, South, Midwest, I'm in the Midwest, it's humid, especially farther down the South, Southeast, very humid. These aren't gonna do much at all. If you're out west, you know, Arizona, Nevada, somewhere in there, where there's really no humidity, it's really, really low, these are gonna work really great. It's gonna add a little bit of humidity to your room, which is fine because it's already at such a low level. It's not gonna affect you that much, but it's gonna get those temperatures, it's gonna cool things down a lot better. So is this a device for you? Again, mainly, it depends where you live. It's cheap. You know, you can get these anywhere from $30 to $40. And if you look around, probably eBay or maybe your stores may have them on sale. They're all pretty much the same. It doesn't matter what brand you get. Arctic Air, Nexfan, I keep hitting that button. There's many other brands, very similar devices, little evaporative coolers, air coolers. They're all gonna work pretty much alike. You know, if you don't have any other options, if you can't put AC in your house or your apartment, whatever you have, this can help. But it can, like I said, it can make things worse. Just depends on where you live. Just know that. You know, if you are in a high humidity environment, some fans will work better than this. As we continue to go up, temperature is dropping, humidity is still going up. We'll let it run a little bit longer, and you'll have ones, and I've got another one. What is that will mist a little bit, which I don't think that one does back to, but I have another one that does a little misting. It's not, I wouldn't get one based on whether they mist or not. They put out such a tiny little bit of mist, and that's not a factor I would buy one for if they mist or not. Let me turn it towards me a little bit. Keep this over here so it's still hitting it. I just want to see how it feels on me. Because again, like you say, the temperature may not be bad in here. You're like 74 degrees, that's not bad. I'm sweating. It's hot here. I mean, like I said, I'm in Michigan, it's April. It's typically what? It's been in like the 40s. So now when we jump up to the, you know, mid 70s, it's warm. Temperature is all relevant to what you're used to. You know, when it's 40 degrees here, I may be out in a t-shirt and be like, oh, 40 is getting it's getting a little nice out. Where you may be in a winter coat thinking 40 is absolutely freezing. 70 may be cold to you depending on where you live. All right. We kind of leveling off at that 70.5 and 52% humidity. For those on Celsius, 21.4 Celsius. Let's let it go just a couple more minutes to see if we drop any more. So right now, we've dropped about 4 degrees. So it claimed to do a quick cooling of 9 degrees. We're not getting that. I don't see it moving anymore. Turn it just a little more so it's hitting that. So we didn't get the full 9 degrees dropping in temperature, but we did get some. And like sitting right here, 52% humidity, it's comfortable, it's cool, this is nice. I'm not as hot as I was before I turned this on, so I'm not as hot as I was before, so that's a good thing. $36, $36 this was on Amazon. Like I said, you can probably find these a lot cheaper. Not a bad device. Again, I'm gonna just keep saying it so you understand. Depends where you live and the humidity you live in is gonna make the biggest. Did I hit the button? That's the thing. Like these buttons. I mean, look at that. I'm. Like I said, the buttons don't go down. You just barely. Are they activated by touch? All right, let me just. Not even putting any pressure. Biggest complaint is those buttons. I wish they were actually clickable buttons. Then you'd know if you've actually hit one or not. These you just kind of rub your hand over it and it's working. It's changing things. So that's the only knock I have on this device. Decent for the price, comparable to the Arctic Airs that are out there or any of the other brands. Works for you. I wouldn't. Let me know in the comments below if you have this device or one like it. Like I'm getting a difference in 4 degrees here. How much does this drop the temperature where you're at? That I'd be interested in to know if, say, you were out in Arizona, Las Vegas, somewhere in a very, very dry climate. Are you going to get that 9 degrees drop in temperature? Where here it's a little more humid. We're at 54% humidity, so it's still dropping. We're at 70.0 now, so it's still going down a little bit. All right, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to shut this down so we can hear a little better. There we go. So we finished at 55% humidity. We got it down to 70 degrees or 21 degrees Celsius. So temperature dropped about 4 degrees. Humidity went up. What were we at when we started? Was it at, I think it, obviously, you can see the video. I'm trying to remember. I think we were at like 40% humidity. So we went up quite a bit. Humidity definitely jumped quite a bit. So if it was even worse, if it was more humid here, like we're still only in April, so it's not super humid yet. Come summer, that's, humidity could be 60, 70%. So then you turn this on, it's gonna make it even worse. So it's just gonna be muggy and stuffy and you're just gonna be uncomfortable. Yeah, it might drop the temperature just a touch, but then it's just gonna make you more uncomfortable. So again, I'll say it one last time. Depends where you live, depends on the humidity, how well this device is gonna work for you. If you're in a dry climate, check these out. Don't have to get the Nexfan. You can get any type of device like this. They all pretty much work the same. Let me know in the comments below if you have one. How's it work for you and what brand do you have? Have you tried different ones? Do you see differences in these devices from one brand to another? Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys next time. Whew, just having it off for just a few seconds, already getting uncomfortable. Let's get this back going again. It is nice, and that's the thing is, these aren't gonna cool down an entire room for you. Like if I moved back a ways, let me just back up some. I don't feel it. It doesn't feel any different back here. So these smaller devices like this are gonna work really good setting on a desk wherever, cooling the one person off. A lot of them claim to cool the whole room. They'll show pictures of the whole family there. They're not gonna do much of that. It's pretty much just gonna cool the one person down. Right now, right here, me sitting here, it's nice. When I shut it off, it's all of a sudden, it's like, ooh, it's kind of uncomfortable as soon as I shut it off. So look at them as a personal evaporative swamp cooler, whatever you wanna call it for one person. I'll see you guys next time.